This is the Christian Fantasy and Science Fiction Bulletin for August 2021. I'm Adam David Collins, bringing you the latest news and releases of speculative fiction created by Christians. This year's Realm Makers Conference was held from the 15th to the 17th of July. For the first time, the conference was run as both an in-person event in St. Louis as well as an online event. The keynote speaker was the legendary Frank Peretti. The 2021 Realm Awards were held at the conference, and if you're looking for a good read, award winners are always a good way to go. So, the science fiction book of the year was Apprentice by Kirsten Young, published by Enclave Escape. The debut epic fantasy young adult, The Seventh Son by Lanny Forbes, published by Blackstone Publishing. Fantasy and Reader's Choice, Dust by Cara Swanson, published by Enclave. Middle Grade, An Echo of the Fae by Janelle Smith, published by Stormcave. Paranormal Supernatural, Mercury at Risk by Steve Raza, published by Steve Raza. Cover Design, Dust by Cara Swanson, published by Enclave Publishing and designed by Kirk DuPonce. Short Fiction, Novella, Treason's Crown by Anne Wheeler, published by Catherine Wheeler. Short Story, Uryi by Laura Van Arendonk Bar, published by Tyche Books. Flash Fiction, The Voice of Cancer by Ronelle Gibson, published by Havoc Publishing. Audio, The Story Raider by Lindsay Franklin, published by Oasis Audio and narrated by Pam Turlo. Audio Drama, White Christmas by Laura Van Arendonk Bar, published by The Untold Podcast and rated by Kristen L. Norman and Nathan James Norman. Audio Short, Why God Made Beer by A.C. Williams, published by the Havoc Story Podcast and narrated by Magnus Carlson. Our on-the-ground reporter, Princess Leia Organa, caught up with author Allen Arnold to ask him about his latest book.
So, Allen, will you tell us about your latest book?
Okay, so my latest book is a book called Waves of Creativity. It just came out. It's about thoughts on how to create with God in the most unexpected ways. So that's out right now. But since I'm talking to somebody from the Star Wars universe,
yes, I am Princess
some
Leia,
trivia, Princess Leia. The original first book I had was called The Story of Wit, and not many people know this, but the voice talents on the book on audio are the voices of Obi-Wan Kenobi and several of the princesses from the animated Star Wars universe. So they did the book on audio for The Story of Wit. So the Force was with us.
I've been looking for Obi-Wan.
I can tell you where he is. He's shorter in person. He's a lot shorter in real life.
So am I.
Scott and Becky Miner, the minds behind Realm Makers, have opened a bookshop called Bookish in the third largest mall in America, in Philadelphia. They will be featuring a number of author events. And now let's have a look at some books. So we have Shadow by Cara Swanson. Peter Pan has crash-landed back on Neverland, but this is not the island he remembers. Desperate to rescue Claire and the fractured Lost Boys, Peter must unravel what truly tore his dreamland apart. But with each step, he is haunted by more of his own broken memories. Not even Pan himself is what he seems. Claire Kempton is chained to a pirate ship, watching the wreckage of Neverland rocked by tempests. When she finally finds her brother, Connor is every bit as shattered as the island. Claire may have pixie dust flowing in her veins, but the light of Neverland is flickering dangerously close to going out forever. To rescue Neverland from the inescapable shadow, The boy who never grew up and the girl who grew up too fast will have to sacrifice the only thing they have left, each other. Beneath the Forsaken City by Carla Loreno. With a storm on the horizon, who will stand against the darkness? Connor and Ain have barely escaped Sia with their lives. Connor knows he must return to find the harp that could end the Red Druid's reign of terror, but he must first see Ain safely to her family home on the island of Amanta. When an unnatural storm tears them apart, they find themselves in even more danger than that which they fled. Because magic is not the only thing to fear in Ain's homeland, where the Sophanid invaders harry the coasts and shifting clan alliances make it impossible to know who to trust. Connor and Ain must cling to the whispers of Komidu's plans. For them, their enduring love for one another, even when the future looks darkest. But with betrayal at every turn, will they give in to fear, or will they learn to depend on Komidu completely before all hope is lost? Time Dancer by Suzanne Crane. Will a time dancer break the most sacred rule of time travel? Never change history. Lightriders Academy are running a Kickstarter for a new game in their world. This is like a tabletop RPG fantasy world, and their latest product is a scripture, memory, and application card game featuring combat with monsters and all sorts of speculative elements. But at the core, it's a game that will help you memorize scripture and find applications in your life. So it's a really fascinating concept. And I think they're getting near to the end of their Kickstarter, but this is definitely worth checking out. Ignite by Jenna Therese. In a world where superhumans aren't considered heroes, a teenage girl must decide if her powers are a part of her worth keeping. Cursed for Keeps by E.J. Kitchens. He needs a kiss to stay human. Her kisses are poison. A humorous Frog Prince Snow White mashup fairy tale retelling. The Chase by Bradley Caffey. Win the chase, be the hero, or die trying. The Beacon, Book 3 in the Mulladak series by Melissa Plants. Odd Thomas meets Nancy Drew. It's been 4 years since the handsome detective walked away from Ainsley, but with his return comes a new demonic enemy, one who has killed every seer who has ever faced him. Is Ainsley ready to make the ultimate sacrifice? A Castle Contended, Castle in the Wild, Novel 2 by Sharon Rose. She loves her kingdom and the foreign usurper they hate. How can she choose between them? I'd like to say a big thank you to Heather Halversat, who once again has provided an on-the-ground presence at Realmmakers, which has really helped what I can do here on the show. So thank you, Heather, and please go check out H. Halverstadt Books. She's got a website and a very active group on MeWe, and you'll find lots of reviews of Christian books there, delving deeper than I go on the Bulletin. So please check her out, and I'll see you next time I do a Bulletin. Live long and prosper. God bless. Make it so.